Fox Sports 920, the Jersey. Time right now as we broadcast through the Princeton Orthopedic Associate Studios 416. We are here today on the border in beautiful Mount Laurel, New Jersey. We do have an Allen Iverson update. He goes into the Hall of Fame tomorrow, the the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame. Allen Iverson has arrived for his pre-induction ceremony news conference. He was 90 minutes late, though. But now joining us on the hotline is we're going to have many words of extolment for Allen Iverson because of the sensational career that he had in Philadelphia. Is a former teammate of Allen Iverson's, played in the NBA from 1993 to 2005 and was on the Sixers from 99 until 2001. And that's my good friend George Lynch, who joins us right now on the Zach Gelb Show. George is now at SMU on their coaching staff. George, thanks for a few minutes and welcome back to the show. How are you?
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. So Allen Iverson, he's such an enigma to the outside world. You were on the same team as him. So what I want you to do right out of the gate, let's say I knew nothing about Allen Iverson, which obviously I do know a lot about the answer, but can you just describe to me someone that has lived many days with him, how you would describe Allen Iverson?
Like you said, he was a unique personality. His passion, he wore it on his sleeves. And, he was a loyal teammate. He was one of those teammates, if you had to go to battle, he would be right there standing beside you toe to toe. And that's what I respected from him the most. He might have been the smallest guy on the floor, but he had the biggest heart on the floor.
And I've seen this in some of the press conferences that he has done since he's retired. I got very emotional talking about Aaron McKee, who's now on the Temple staff, but obviously a big influence in Allen's life from their days with the Sixers. You talk about him being such a great teammate, and he's shown so much gratitude after his career. Did you sense that, though, when he was playing, of how good of a teammate he was and how much he did respect going to battle with you guys on a night-in and night-out basis?
Yes. Before I got to the Sixers, I had been in the league for 5 years, so I've had opportunity to be around other personalities, winning and losing. And, Allen was a constant professional as far as competition-wise. No matter what went on throughout the day or the day before, once the lights went on and it was game time, he was going to give you 100%.
When you arrived in Philadelphia in 1999 for your first season with the Philadelphia 76ers, when you first met Allen Iverson, what was that first memory?
It was just that, he did things his own way. He didn't let the media, he didn't let the public, he didn't let, other teammates persuade him. We always joked on Allen about, his wardrobe, but he stayed true to his hip-hop culture, and, he didn't change. He, although he had the pressure around him and all a million reasons to, change and change his personality to fit what, the typical basketball, NBA player, corporate player wanted to be. He stayed true to the hip-hop culture, and I respected him for that. He had his own way of doing things. Like you said, he was 90 minutes late for his own press conference. We knew he wasn't going to be on time, but I guarantee you if it was a tip-off, he would have been there on time.
As George Lynch joins us right now on the Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920, the Jersey. So, like you were saying, every step he took, someone was documenting his life. But let's say when you guys were just kicking it in the locker room and trying to get away from the public spotlight, what were your conversations like with the answer and Allen Iverson?
He was just like one of the other guys. I played with Magic Johnson when he came back out of retirement, and it was Magic and then the other guys. It was, the big Hall of Famers like James Worthy and the other guys. Although they accepted us in the circle, but Allen was just like one of us. He was the marquee player, but behind the scenes you would have never known it. I mean, he fit in with us. He hung out with us. If we jumped in a taxi, he jumped in a taxi. It wasn't always a limo or riding in a Bentley with him. I mean, if we all jumped in a Volkswagen Bug, he would have jumped in with us.
And the people of Philadelphia, they're still obsessed about the run that you guys went on in 2001 and everyone hopes that the new management here with Brian Colangelo and the head coach and Brett Brown is moving that team in the right direction, and there's a lot of bright spots with these Sixers. But let's talk about 2001. We're clearly a long time removed from 2001, but when you look back at that Sixers group and what you were able to accomplish getting to the NBA Finals, what stands out from that group of guys that you played with, and also some of the wins that you were able to produce for the fine city of Philadelphia?
I think we resembled the city. The city was blue-collar, hard-working guys, and we all fit that mold. It was none of us was bigger than the program, and a lot had to do with the way Coach Brown ran the practices and the offense and the way he coached us. It was, down to business, hard work, pay attention to detail, and the type of guys we had on the team, myself, Snow, Aaron McKee, Tyrone Hill, Theo Ratliff. We were all so-called journeymen from other programs, from other organizations, where we may have started a few games, but we weren't the marquee players. And Croce did a great job, and Billy King did a great job of putting the right pieces around Allen to allow Allen Iverson to be Allen. And no one had issues with it because it was all about winning.
And I know, talking to Coach Brown over the last few years, and I know he's no longer at SMU, but I was able to talk to him before all the times he would come into the Liacouras Center. And every time he would make that trip and we would talk about 2001, he would always pause and say, if we were healthy, I think we would have won that final series. Do you agree with that? If you guys were healthy, do you think you guys would have been NBA champions?
I agree. That team was, we were destined to do great things. Unfortunately, we all, the way we played, it wore on us. And because we played hard every night, we didn't take days off. And the injury bug just got the best of us. I think, with key players, matchups, because it came down that series, I think Horry and Rick Fox were the difference makers. And, I was hurt, and Key was hurt in that series, and Eric Snow was playing on a bad ankle. So it was just, we never know. You never know. But we felt that we could have won that series.
It's a great hypothetical as we're talking to George Lynch, who joins us right now on the Zach Gelb Show. It's also crazy how quickly people's careers come and go in the NBA and now what they are up to. Tyronn Lue just won a championship as the head coach of the Cavs, and obviously everyone remembers Tyronn Lue and Allen Iverson with the Iverson step over. When you saw that happen, what went through your head? Was it just, hey, that's Allen being Allen?
Yeah, it was just, it was another, brilliant play, fantastic move from Allen Iverson. I wouldn't say he actually stepped over guys, but he's made moves like that and, have stolen the show plenty of nights in the NBA.
When you guys had all this success, winning in Philadelphia is such a special treat. I was having this conversation today. Just winning on the entire East Coast is such a special treat. You see the crowds when a New York team wins or a Philadelphia team wins or a team in Boston. It's like nothing else that I've seen in professional sports. Just give me a little bit on how the crowd treated you, and in Philadelphia when you guys were playing bad, they told you, and then when you guys were playing good, that applause was nothing probably like you've ever seen in your career in the NBA, right?
Right. I think the fans in Philly and New York, passionate about the game, passionate about their athletes. They're knowledgeable. They like to see a good brand of basketball, and it was pride for the city of Philadelphia. So for us to go in and make that run like we did, it's been since Dr. J that, Philly has been there, and the city takes a lot of pride. People go to work every day and work hard and, come home and want something to cheer about. And we were that team back then in the 90s, and we tried to bring it home for them, but like you said, the injury bug got the best of us.
And you need tremendous leaders. And like you said earlier in this conversation, you had those tremendous leaders. With Larry Brown, I have so much respect for the career that he's had. Wherever he goes, he just finds a way to get the job done. With Larry Brown and Allen Iverson, you got a firsthand perspective of their relationship. Clearly, a tremendous respect. But when they were playing and sometimes Allen would put Larry Brown in a tough spot, how was that relationship?
Well, I think the relationship off the court was great. Coach Brown just had a way, in a proven way, to make players at that caliber win basketball games. You can see the years before Coach Brown got there and after he left, it was tough to have guys play with Allen's strong personality because, not everyone wants to make a sacrifice. And Coach Brown had guys buy into, if you make a sacrifice for the team, it would be the best thing for the team and the good of, everyone. And it was. We all sacrificed shots, and, we could have came in with egos wanting to shoot the ball as much as Allen, but everyone made a sacrifice, and we had a nice run.
Was it tough for you to see the last few years of Philadelphia 76er basketball under the leadership of Sam Hinkie?
Well, I just feel bad for the fans of Philly because I know when you win and you play in the right way, how appreciative the people of Philadelphia is of their 76ers basketball, and I because I was a part of it, I would like to see that come back again, and I hope the players understand what type of city they're playing in. I mean, you're blue collar, you're living in a blue collar city, and they want to see you working hard, good or bad. I think the fans would appreciate a loss if you gave it 100%. And
so let me
I think sometimes. Go ahead.
Yes. So let me just ask you this, because you played in Philadelphia, and it was for a concise time, but this week everyone is getting excited for the Eagles in football, and they have the debut of a quarterback, a second overall pick in the draft, in Carson Wentz. Just as someone that has played in Philadelphia, what advice would you give to a current player about the relationship with the fans and how to deal playing in Philadelphia?
Just be yourself, respect the game, come to work every day, be professional in what you do, and the fans will embrace you.
Wrapping up with George Lynch right now on the Zach Gelb Show, coming to you today from On the Border in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. So, George, with Allen Iverson, did you talk to him leading up to this week? And if not, what would you want to say to Allen Iverson about how proud you are of his career? And also, by the way, where are you spending the induction ceremony tomorrow? Are you making the trip?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll fly out tomorrow. We had practice today at SMU, so I had to be here for practice. But I fly out in the morning and kind of congrats to a well-deserved Hall of Famer. He transcended the game as far as small guy playing and, his approach. I have the utmost respect for him. And, again, congratulations to him and his family. And it's well-deserved.
What do you think he's going to say for his speech tomorrow? I know that's almost impossible to predict what he will say, but I have a feeling this is going to be a legendary speech, George.
We talking about practice, and I'm here as a Hall of Famer.
By the way, I know you. I'm pretty sure you were gone from the team at that time when he had the practice rant. Where were you the day that practice rant happened, and what was your reaction to that?
It was funny because I think I was with the Hornets then, and I was probably in the training room when I saw it on ESPN. But it's funny how you can do the same thing. And 1 year you winning, and then the next year you're doing the same thing. If you're losing, they bring a light to just the smallest of things. But, it was, like I said, it was never an issue. He was one of those gifted talents that, practice. I mean, unless Coach Brown was talking about details of changing the play or playing a certain assignment, Allen really didn't need practice as much as, myself or Eric Snow or Aaron McKee. I mean, we needed our reps. He was getting 40 shots a game. We were getting 5 or 6. We needed those practice hours to get our shots in. So it wasn't a big deal for me because I knew the type of player I was going to get once the 48 minutes started.
Now, final one before we let you run. SMU is going through a transition. No more Larry Brown. Tim is now the head coach at SMU, and he's been on the staff for a while. Just give me a little update on the SMU basketball program and all the diligent work you and the rest of the staff is putting in for the season coming up.
Well, Coach Brown gave us a great 4 years. He put his blueprint and stamp on the guys. We still have some of those returning players. And, Coach Brown laid the foundation for winning basketball. And I think if we continue, and I know Coach Jankovic is going to stick to that foundation, although he does some things different. I think it's a good recipe for winning. And, good coaches, great coaches, all have a similar foundation of playing together, sharing the ball, and playing hard. And and Coach Jankovic is going to continue that tradition, and hopefully we can continue to win it that Coach Brown left us with.
Enjoy tomorrow. I know it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of good conversations with Allen Iverson as he has his big day tomorrow at the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame. Best of luck this year, but just once again, George, take it easy when you play Temple. My Owls, you guys can't beat them up too badly, right?
Right. All right, thank you.